Hello, ladies, gentlemen, and etc. Welcome to the first episode of Prism's Bakery! Hooray! A new series that I'll be making to show off my character design process with, well, a whole bunch of cookies. Wow! Okay, why did that first recording have so much background audio? Like, what the hell? Today, I'm just gonna do something simple and refresh a couple of old OCs of mine by giving them a brand new look. And with that, let's get into the first OC design. Okay, y'all, I'm sorry for how the intro started. I actually don't have a script for this, so I'm sort of making stuff up as I go along, and that's why there's gonna be a lot of audio cuts. Anyways, for the first OC, we have Neapolitan Milkshake Cookie, who in fact is one of my oldest Cookie Run OCs, being the third to be created. Fun fact, her initial concept was actually supposed to be a character called Milkshake Axolotl Cookie, which was supposed to be this sorbet shark-esque kind of character, but you know, with axolotls. But I ended up scrapping it and eventually headed for this diner server waitress direction. In a lot of my older art of her, I actually had a hard time concepting what she would look like, but with this current design, I decided to base it off of Hatsune Miku in the Mesmerizer music video because I thought her dress looked kind of cute, and someone described it as sort of 50s diner style in Japan, so it would fit with the theme. In the speed paint, you'll notice like two different things. One is like how much I fiddle around with the designs, and two, the character is T-posing. Basically, I use the T-pose thing so to like accurately model the limbs so that I can pose this character in different ways and make it sure it's consistent. So in some of my sprite making activities, sometimes I don't actually put the character's colors underneath the sketch. This is only something I do when I have like a vague idea of what the palette would be like. For this one, I wasn't really sure, and I was basing it off a color palette I found on Pinterest, so I needed to test it and make sure all the colors would work together. And now, after I've rambled on so much about my speed painting process, I'm just gonna give you a little bit of information about her personality. She's like, despite her feminine looks, she's quite punky, tomboyish, and in her story, she gets a boyfriend, which I might redesign in a future episode, and comment it below if you want to see that happen. For now though, I'm just going to finish up with drawing her props, and then I'm going to show you the little reference sheet at the end of the episode. For the other OC I'll be drawing in this episode, we have Milk Foam Cookie, a character I designed specifically for a roleplay. Specifically, an open roleplay called the Cream Tavern, which is the place where she works at, which ended up shaping her character a lot. She lives in a village near the Mountain of Charles and Harmony, so whenever the Triple Cone Cup, happens, she has a lot of customers from the 3 different schools, which she is almost always overwhelmed by. For her reference, I used this skin from a game that I actually don't play, but rather just watch on YouTube casually for like 2 hours straight. In fact, I based it off her so heavily, but when I sketched her, I actually put a note in my sketchbook about how much her design just references her. For her color palette, I decided to limit it to 3 colors, which is the light blue, yellow, and white. Yep. If you think you need a whole bunch of colors, like for your character to be interesting, you're wrong. You're just straight up incorrect. You can just use a couple of colors. I usually use about 5 or so, I think. And you just apply them correctly in okayish amounts, and you'll have a design that seems very, very cohesive. I actually haven't developed Milk Foam's personality, like, beyond the roleplay, but for now, I know that she's pretty shy, and she works as a tavern keeper, and I'll probably be able to figure out more as I draw her a lot more in my sketchbooks, so if you see some animations about her, just know that this video is the one that made me make them. And that concludes this episode of Prism's Bakery. Thank you all for watching me as I draw, even if it was kind of boring or annoying. And I'll see you next episode for some more OC designs. Goodbye!